Hey, Steve here again, doing another watch review. I love watches, I can do these all night. There's two watches. These are both men's watches, and they're both from Karin. Okay, and these guys are heavy. It's just the two of them together. They're different individual watches. They don't come as a set. They just came in the same box. So. There's a watch maintenance book in here. There's a water resistance indicator here, and it talks about when the battery goes down, and then there's the guarantee here on the back. So definitely take a look at that. There's two watches. There's two books. So let's go ahead and look at the first one here just for a moment. Okay, this one has a this is black. It's a black iron plated watch. Says a tag, leisure style fashion. It has the name Karin etched in on the clasp here, and this is a push button scissor deployment clasp. Okay. On the back, it says Karin stainless steel back, water resistant. There's not much to it, and you have the piece of plastic here that keeps the crown out. So. It keeps the crown out so you're not using the battery. There is no date on it. It's a chronometer. So let's see what so I pushed in the crown. The watch is moving, which is always a good thing. And I don't see any chrono function. It says chronometer on it. But I don't think the pushers really have any bearing whatsoever. Also the bezel is fixed in place, so that's for show as well. It says tachometer on it, but it doesn't move. So aside from telling the time, I think that's about it. It's a sharp watch. It's relatively it's kind of hefty. Let's see what it looks like on my wrist. Oops, this tag is kind of in the way. Sorry, this tag is kicking my behind here. All caught up. There we go. Okay. So it looks like I'm gonna have to take out a pin. There are pins to take out here, but the watch itself, I should put it on my other wrist. It's a sharp looking watch. They're not expensive, these watches. So, in terms of, again, if you want to knock around stylish watch, you can, this is definitely the watch for you. It's really dark, black. It's very glossy. I'm not sure how it would stand up to general wear and tear. There is no day and date, like I said, and the chronometer, the push buttons really don't do anything. You don't see any subdials on this watch. So this would make a great gift for somebody that needs a watch. This would make a great, just maybe it's a beater watch. Okay, this is the other watch from Karin. This also has a push button deploy. This is a little different. It has a lock tab and then the deployment task. This one does have chronometer subdials on it, but it doesn't look like they work. You're gonna find out a lot of these Chinese type watches that you see these functions that look like they look like all these cool subdials, which in fact they're just for show on these watches here, and that's what you get for the $10 to $15 range. But let's take a look and see. So it puts the crown in, the watch turns on. This does have a day indicator on it, date, and you just set by pulling out the crown one time, and you can adjust the date. Sorry. The crown is not a screw down crown, so be wary. This one on the back says same thing as the other one, I believe. This is Karin stainless steel back, water resistant. It doesn't say to what depth. And again, there's pushes on here for a chronometer setting. It looks like there's a chronometers on here, but they don't function. So it's just for show. Again, not a black iron plated. Also a heavy watch. Let's see if I can get this one on my wrist. You can see it. Also, this one's probably 43 to 45 millimeters. It's not a small watch, but on my wrist it looks pretty good. It feels pretty good. In terms of, they're both about the same thickness, about 7 to 8 millimeters. And I don't have one of those fancy micrometers to measure them, but it's my guess. The clasp of this one is a little tougher to close. Here we go. Okay, so it locks down. So all in all, not a bad watch. They're good gifts. They're good beta watches, and I'm looking for my little plastic PC thing here to keep this crown locked down. So that's it. If you have any questions on the watches that I just showed in this review, by all means, please ask me below in the comments, and I'd be happy to answer what I can. I'll wear these around for the next couple of days just to check them out and see. You know, my big thing, of course, more than anything else, you know, do they tell time well? That's always, for me, the biggest test. I hate wearing watches that they're not telling the time. I'm super weird about that. But aside from that, that is it. If you have any questions, again, like I said, leave them below. The links to the products to each watch will be below in the reviews. Thank you. Have a great night.